the effects of it, I can infer that it's made by knowledge, power, and intent. Okay, because of the complexity in it, the lid has a purpose, it holds a certain amount of water, it's got basic information on the outside, where it's sourced, how much mil of water it is, and so on and so forth. Based upon that information and the effects of purpose, I can say all of this is the handiwork of somebody with knowledge, power, and intent.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can also see the same things in the universe, around the world around us. We can see that there's order. We can see that there's purpose. In our heart, for example, your heart has a purpose and a function, which is to pump blood. Your kidney has a purpose and a function, to pump blood. We can see in your DNA, the information that is required is so detailed that it's not the same as, it's more complex than the actual information on the outside of that bottle. Okay? And we can see from the alternation of the night and the day that we can order our lives around it. All of this for us, really and truly, if you're asking me for proof in the Creator, look around you and look into yourself.
Chaos in the universe.
Where is the chaos? Where is the chaos? Because you're talking chaos from a colloquial point of view, meaning when I go into my teenage cousin's room, it's chaos in there. Yeah. It's a mess. But where's the chaos? Every single aspect of that room, whether he's got toast on the ceiling or whatever it is, yeah, jam sandwich stuck to the ceiling, whatever it is, mad, yeah. But everything follows laws, mathematical laws. So from one point of view, that's chaos. Because when we're talking about chaos, we're talking about it should be nice, neat, prim and proper. Yeah. But when we're talking from a natural point of view, if you're looking at it from that point of view, scientifically, that is all following order, and it's just chaos colloquially. Okay. Yeah. So when we say to you chaos in terms of a meteor will come down and take away a whole country or something like that, that meteor follows mathematical laws. Okay, that life follows all these laws and so on and so forth. So chaos from the point of view is we don't want there to be a meteor come down and striking us, but all of these things would infer that there's a knowledgeable creator. That's not a barrier to believing there's a knowledgeable creator. And when we understand further the character of the knowledgeable creator, that he is merciful. So look, we can see around us, we're getting rain, we're getting oxygen, we're getting benefits from these things. That's the mercy. But we also see, exactly, so we can also see that he's the one who tests us, and he's also the one who is severe in punishment. Okay, so all of these things. Now we have a point of view to look at, because what you're going down to is how do we understand calamities and how do we understand suffering, the argument of suffering. Firstly, the suffering doesn't disprove, if I drink from this bottle, so I keep pointing to the bottle because it's the easiest thing. Yeah. If I drink from that bottle and I die of poison, and I say, why am I dying of poison? This is evil. That doesn't mean that that's not made by knowledge. You understand? So the knowledge part of it, that's established without a doubt.
Right.
Is what we're doing that. You're talking about God being merciful.
Yeah.
You're talking about God being merciful, but you're not talking about the knowledgeable part. You can clearly see the effects of God's knowledge.
She's dying.
On like what?
I can see it on the bottle, and I can see it within you. I can see it in the fly.
Are you Christian?
No. So
there's many Christians out there. Go look for them.
The universe is not like a bottle.
It's more complex. It's more complex. Just the fly. The fly is more complex than a bottle. Yeah. Would you agree on that?
Yeah.
And the DNA within the fly is more complex than the information in the DNA on the fly. I'm proving a creator, and you want to come and wow, look at that. So look. To believe in the creator, yeah. So basically what I'm saying is that the DNA that's within the fly is more complex, and the information in that DNA is more complex than the information on the side of that bottle. Yeah. But yet we would never accept that bottle was just matter organized itself. But we can see clearly, that's why I said earlier, you've already seen it, but you just haven't processed it and digested it.
I'm saying you can't apply the logic of a bottle, which is clearly designed, to the universe because it has structure and order. It also has a lot of chaos too.
Again, chaos colloquially. It's not actual chaos. Because this chaos, like I said, if I drink poison or if I smash a bottle against the wall, you think that's chaos? No, where the pressure hits and everything, all of this is only chaos because we have to clean up the glass afterwards. But if you really break it down, where the pressure hits would affect where everything's shattered, and all of it follows mathematical laws.
Subject to laws, yeah.
Exactly.
But it's still a chaotic outcome.
No, it's chaotic from a point of view of like I got to clean up the mess afterwards.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's not actual chaos. No, that's still ordered. If I throw a bottle against the wall, it's not going to turn into a frog. It's going to shatter into pieces based upon where the pressure hits. It's still following laws. Okay. When the river comes down the side of the mountain, okay, that's not chaos because I might drown in it. it's followed. There's actually a law called the law of phi, or the law of phi, where it mathematical number of phi, where those meandering of the river, how it bends, that's all mathematically ordered. Right. So what we can say is all of these things here. When you say chaos, it's not really chaos. It's chaos from the point of view of, again, like I said, a teenager's bedroom. In chaos that way, but not really chaos. That's not actual chaos.
So
everything is
chaos
ordered.
with no laws and things. Just
Chaos would be not random with no kind of reasonable way to understand things. So, for example, I throw a bottle against the wall, it becomes a frog. Or I throw a bottle against the wall, and the bottle weighs made out of plastic, and I throw it against a huge concrete wall, and it destroys the concrete wall. That's
so lawless then.
Lawless, exactly. Now the fact that everything is laid out, and naturally we instinctively can look at that bottle and see the purpose in it and see the effects of knowledge in it.
Yeah.
But I can do the same thing with the fly. I see the effects of
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I'll give you an example of you can't apply the logic in this world to the universe as a whole.
Yeah.
There can't be one thing in two places at once, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, with electrons, you can get the same electron.
You're talking about the double split experiment.
It could be in two spots at once. That's what I'm saying.
No,
you can't necessarily trust your logic.
No, that's wrong. Do you know what a what's the word?
I don't know the detail.
There's a word on the actual thing. A which way detector is. Because you've invoked this experiment, and this experiment is often used to say, well, the world is chaos, and it's not just you. You've been told this by somebody else. They invoke this double split experiment to say that because of a double split experiment, it doesn't make sense to us. Now, therefore, let's throw our reason about when it comes to the creator, don't try and think reasonably. It could be anything. This double split experiment, there's a thing called a which way detector. Okay. Now, the idea is that whatever way we observe this double split experiment, it comes across as one time as a proton, as what's the word, as a wave or a proton, if I remember correctly. Okay, and they've invoked this, and they said based upon how we observe it, we can see that it's a wave and a proton, depending on where it is. But that is due to something in the experiment called a which way detector. It's meant to have no effect on the outcome, but the actual method they use to detect it has an effect on it. And now that's like going into the actual.
Was just the electron?
Yeah, double split experiment. Double split experiment, there's something that affects the outcome of it called a which way detector. So forget this. Go back to what you know, which is firm.
So is bull.
This idea that that we observe it and that affects its outcome. So if we don't observe it, it's going to be a wave. But if we observe it, it's going to be a particle. So it knows what we're doing, and there's no chaos.
I'm talking about an electron can be in two spots at once.
How?
That's what I'm saying.
How?
I don't know how, but physicists.
Yeah, that's what they told. That's a religion then.
They're lying.
So you believe them?
I believe.
Have you got any proof?
They have to prove. You'd have to get physicists.
Okay, so you sound religious right now. You sound like you're.
No.
Because I can bring somebody and he will say my rabbi said X, Y, and Z. I don't know what he said if it's true. I just believe in him. So you sound very religious right now.
Right, I see what you're saying, but I trust that they have evidence. And It's not faith. Faith is
no.
You can only go so far, and then you have to have a leap of faith.
No, you have faith
because there is no evidence.
No, you have faith. You don't know. No,
Can you trust someone you don't know?
Because you don't know the evidences.
Can you trust someone you don't know?
Yeah, you can.
Is that? I don't know about this.
No. You have faith because
If you don't know, you can't trust someone.
You have faith.
You know first.
Hang on. You have faith. There was actually an article that was put out the other day. I think it's something.
It's not faith. It's not the same thing.
No,
as
you
faith.
have faith. Absolutely faith. Because you don't know their proofs.
Blind faith.
You have blind faith.
No,
wait,
faith.
hold on.
Because faith is
They can produce all the evidence for that.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the evidence.
For that phenomenon.
You haven't seen the
The
evidence.
difference between faith and what I'm saying is faith.
No, it's the same
can
thing.
You
talk
have
about
blind
logic.
faith.
It's the
Blind
same
faith.
thing,
Yeah.
same thing. Go back to what you know.
Yeah.
What you know
There's no
instinctively.
leap of faith there.
There is. Your leap of faith is you assume that what they're telling you is true.
Yeah, I've assumed what they're telling me is true.
Yeah, and you haven't investigated it for
But
yourself.
then I can go and investigate it and go all the way with religion.
But
There's
have
always
you-
a leap of
Hang
faith.
on,
There's always a gap.
But have you done that yet?
No, I haven't done it.
But so right now you're talking from a position of blind faith.
Yeah, right now I'm assuming
Yeah.
what they're saying is true.
So all I'm saying to you is I'm not gonna tell you what one experiment that I did in the room that I can verify and I can explain and so on and so forth. I'm saying something that you have naturally and instinctively you can see how that bottle is a product of knowledge.
This is my
natural.
point about the natural and instinctive. To me, it's natural and instinctive. One thing cannot be in two places at once. But they've done experiments and they've proven that
They
they
haven't.
can
They
at
haven't.
the
No.
quantum level.
Have they proved that to you? They've made the claim. You haven't investigated it yet.
Well, come on, like it's like saying if I tell you the world is round, and you'll say, "Oh, well, how do you know? Have you seen it?" No.
Let's give it an example. You've heard of the study. You've heard of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Bang Theory states that the universe began 13.7 billion years ago. They proved it using maths and using the cosmic microwave background observations and so on and so forth, mathematical equations and all of these things. Okay, have you heard of the steady state theory?
No.
Steady state theory was the opposite to that, and the Big Bang model kind of debunked quote unquote that model, according to in the eyes of the scientists. That steady state theory believed that the universe